And as a young man, he was summoned to the wars. Spent his best years with blood on his hands.
Hey guys, it's HomoMoto. How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. I was going to talk to y'all about, I've got this strange little habit of naming things. Naming inanimate objects. And I specifically named them after TV and movie characters. And I've got 4 handguns that are specifically named after 3 characters in one movie and 1 character in another. So, before we get to that, I want to talk about some of the other movies I like. I really like superhero movies, but, action superhero. But on the DC side, the only 3 movies I really care for, or I guess 3 main characters I care for, are the Superman movies, the Wonder Woman movies, and of course the Justice League, and that's probably because it has both characters in it. But that's DC. I've never been a real big DC fan, even when I was a little kid, other than Superman and Wonder Woman. I love Superman because, I mean, he was just, he was it. He was everything. Totally unbeatable, except for Kryptonite. Wonder Woman, yeah, that's one bad bee. I like her a little more than I do Zia the Warrior Princess, which, that's not a comic book, character. That's just, she's pretty interesting. Okay, so the Marvel side, I like pretty much every Marvel character that they have except for Deadpool. And I don't hate Deadpool, he's just not my thing. I don't really care much for him. It's the role, I guess, that he plays on the movies. The comic book, not so much. It's still kind of adultish. But it's just, I never have felt that I like that character. I never wanted to be him, I guess the whole being dead thing. So, with the exception of Deadpool, I love just about all the Marvel characters. My favorites are Spider-Man and Iron Man. I like all the X-Men and everything, but my favorite, like I said, favorite too, is Spider-Man and Iron Man. I've watched every Marvel movie that come out that was done by Stan Lee, and loved all of them, except for Deadpool. And definitely enjoyed those movies, but that's not the only movies I like. I also like chick flicks. Some of my favorite chick flicks, my number 1 favorite chick flick was Sweet Home Alabama. That movie actually inspired me to come back home to Alabama. I mean, there was some other circumstances behind that, but that movie really helped inspire me to want to move back home. Because, I don't know, it just really made me homesick. Yeah, I'm riding along like an idiot. But anyway, that movie inspired me to move back home. Also, Never Been Kissed, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, 2 Weeks Notice. Loved all those movies. It's second to, superhero movies. That's probably my favorite genre. Let's move on to horror movies. I liked all of them, especially the real crappy B movies. I liked all the Jason, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, all those. I remember when I was a kid staying up at night because I couldn't sleep after watching those. Still watched them. They were good. Good stuff. Really enjoyed them. But I've talked enough about all that. Let me get to my number 1 favorite movie, which got 3 of my 4 handguns named after it. That's Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. More commonly known as just Tu Wong Fu. It's a funny movie. It stars Patrick Swayze, Wesley Snipes, and John Leguizamo, if I'm saying that right. It's funny. You guys got to check it out. I mean, even my straight fans love this movie once they see it. It's pretty interesting. But I've told y'all before, I had a couple of XDs, Springfield XDs, a 9 and a 45. After the whole bankruptcy issue, kind of fell on hard times, had to get rid of the 9. Had to pick one, and I wanted to keep my 45. It was my favorite. But I sold the 9, and I ended up replacing it once I got back on my feet with a Glock Model 23 40 caliber. And And my 9mm XD was Miss Vita Bohem, which was played by Patrick Swayze. Okay, they have got this road totally screwed up. Y'all see all these grooves in the pavement? If you're riding a bike and you hit these grooves, your bike's going to follow these grooves. So be careful. Is that a possum? Possum. Road rat is what I call that. Anyway, Patrick Swayze is Miss Vita Bohem, and the gun that is named after her is my Glock 23 40 cal. Okay, the next character would be Wesley Snipes, and that was Miss Noxzema Jackson. Miss Noxzema Jackson is my Springfield XD 45 Compact Mod 2. Love that gun, love that character. It's my bigger gun of my handguns. It's Bad A, it's a 45, it's Wesley Snipes. If I had to put my gun to Wesley Snipes, that would be a perfect match for me. Now, the next one is my smallest gun and the smallest character on the movie. That was Miss Chichi Rodriguez, played by John Leguizamo. And that little gun is a Bodyguard 380. It's made by Smith & Wesson, M&P. It's a cute little gun. It don't hold many rounds, but it's a handful. And it kind of reminds me of Miss Chichi because it's just her. That's just all there is to it. Okay, but wait. There was only 3 handguns listed, and there was 3 main characters on 2-1 Food. So what do you reckon the 4th one is named after? I know most of you guys, straight, gay, whatever, have probably never heard of a movie called Hurricane Bianca. The main character on that movie, her name was Bianca Del Rio. And she was an interesting character. You guys got to watch this movie. There's a character on there named Deb E, and she was told by Miss Del Rio to hold the legs of the cat. You'll have to watch the movie and you'll see what I'm talking about. That character's name was Bianca, and let's see if I can find what his name was without wrecking the spike. Hang on. Okay, I ran out of tape, so I couldn't tape my notes to my windshield like I usually do. But that character was played by Roy Haylock. Hay, like hey, lock. And he played Bianca Del Rio. And it's a funny movie. Most of my subs aren't going to like the movie. It's kind of out there. But you should still check it out just for the comedic parts of it. It's funny, but you know, you might find it a little offensive, honestly. So now I've called off 4 guns, and the last gun, I didn't tell you what it was. It's a Taurus G2C. It's a little 9mm compact. They made a lot of improvements on that gun, and it's kind of the crappiest of my 4 handguns. So I kind of named it after the crappiest movie. Even though I like the movie, it's still between the two. It's definitely a crappier movie. So Miss Bianca Del Rio is the name of my Taurus Millennium. It's not Taurus Millennium, it's Taurus G2C. They dropped the name Millennium on the new line. It was Taurus Millennium up until this line came out a couple months ago. That's just the Taurus G2C. Okay, now I've got a couple other guns. I've got a shotgun. It's a Remington 870 12 gauge, and a little Henry 22 lever action. Those are Bonnie and Clyde shotguns. Clyde, the 22 rifles, Bonnie. And what was my other one? Oh, my M4. My M4 is named after my all-time favorite character of my all-time favorite TV series, and that is Marlena from Days of Our Lives. Yes, I watch soap operas, but I only watch that one. And since we're talking about names, I'll go ahead and tell you some other stuff I've named. My bike's name is Safira, and she's named after the dragon from Aragon, and she's kind of the same color as blue and silver, so that kind of fits. I love the dragon. I love the bike. It's, out of all the vehicles I've had, it's definitely been my favorite. I ended up selling my old Ford truck, and it didn't have a movie character name. It was just Christy Joe, after the lady that previously owned it. But I replaced that with a Nissan Armada. It's a big, huge SUV, four-wheel drive, big 20-inch wheels, Platinum Edition. It's a pretty truck. I named that Endora, after the mother on Bewitched. But yeah, like I said, my favorite movie, the whole point of the video was my favorite movie is Tu Wong Fu. Favorite characters were the names of my guns. And anyway, that's all I got for that one. Hope y'all enjoyed this. It kind of stretched out longer than I wanted. But I love y'all, and roll tide.
I was a storm and I passed right over you, and I tried to eclipse the sun in the hopes that you love the tumble and spray in your face, and the sky broken by you.